Module 4. The ABCDE Model, Disrupting Negative Thought Patterns. Your emotions significantly influence your thoughts and ultimately your behavior. But how exactly can you interrupt this process when it's not serving you well? Let me introduce you to a powerful tool called the ABCDE Model. This comes from cognitive behavioral coaching methodology, and it provides a step-by-step process you can follow to change how you deal with challenges and emotions. The ABCDE model explained: A is activating event, the situation you find yourself in. B, beliefs, your thoughts and feelings about the event. C, consequences, the outcome when you responded to the event. D, disrupting thought, how you could replace your beliefs with more useful ones. E, effect, the consequences of challenging your original thoughts. Practical application, the difficult colleague scenario. Let me bring this to life with an example that many of you have probably experienced. Imagine you've had an unproductive conversation with a team member, let's call him Jay, and this same situation has happened multiple times before. Step 1. Activating event. Ask yourself, what exactly happened? Be as objective as possible. This is challenging because you're subjectively involved. How would a neutral reporter describe the situation? Instead of writing, Jay was rude and made the interaction awkward, which includes judgment, you might write, Jay said the following words, and detail them exactly. I replied with these specific words, and list your exact response. Step 2. Beliefs. Consider your beliefs about the event. Did you believe Jay was being rude? Did that belief make you react in a specific way? Did you feel the demands being made were unreasonable? This is where you explore your subjective experience. Step 3. Consequences. What were the results? Did your beliefs trigger emotions like anger, frustration, or guilt? Did you respond in ways you wish you hadn't? Did your reaction damage the relationship or make the situation worse? Step 4. Disrupting thought before reacting further. Consider alternative interpretations. Was Jay being rude or was he being direct? What's happening in Jay's world? Is he under pressure to meet a deadline at the corrugated cardboard factory? Does he have personal challenges you're unaware of? Maybe Jay has a sick child who kept him awake all night. Perhaps Jay's point was actually valid, and it's difficult for your ego to accept that. How can you disrupt your beliefs? You might tell yourself, Jay isn't making a judgment about me personally. He's making a statement about the situation, even if his delivery isn't ideal. Maybe you could think, Jay is entitled to his opinions about my work, but that doesn't mean they're correct, and it doesn't mean I have to respond negatively. If Jay has a valid point, you could use that as motivation to improve your approach in the future. Step 5. Effect. Reflect on the results of challenging your thoughts. Does this reduce your emotional response or stress level? Does it prevent you from responding in ways that could damage the relationship further? This ABCDE exercise is excellent to practice regularly. It helps you identify common emotional triggers and hijackers. The next time you find yourself in a difficult situation at work, pause and work through your ABCDE analysis before responding. Module 5. Managing Stressful Situations, the Pause Strategy. Acting on emotional impulse means you're being led by your emotions, which may or may not be useful depending on the situation. When you're passionate and excited, you can engage others more effectively. In this case, positive emotions are driving positive outcomes. But the results won't always be positive if you're being directed by fear or anger. The time between experiencing a thought, feeling an emotion, and responding can be incredibly quick. Almost impossible to imagine how you can interrupt the process. But this is absolutely possible with practice. The 4-step pause strategy. Step 1. Recognition. Identify when you're reacting emotionally and recognize that you could be more objective. This awareness is the foundation of emotional control. Step 2. Create space. When you start feeling strong emotions like anger or fear, try to step back and give yourself breathing room, unless it's absolutely imperative that you react immediately, which might be the case in a crisis situation at your water bottling facility or during an emergency at your cold storage warehouse. Take a few minutes to remove yourself from the situation. You focus on taking deep, long breaths to regulate your breathing. This is challenging when you feel passionate about the situation and want to react immediately. But deep, slow breathing can lower your heart rate and regulate other physiological symptoms like sweating or facial flushing. Step 3. Recovery time. Give yourself time to recover. You've created some space, even if just for a few minutes. Now let your body settle. If possible, don't make any decisions until you feel your emotions have stabilized. Step 4. Conscious choice. Choose how you will respond. You may still decide to take the exact same action you were considering in your heightened emotional state, or you may choose a completely different approach. The key is that you've given yourself time to consider your response thoughtfully, making you much more likely to achieve the best outcome for everyone involved. Breaking the connection between feeling and responding requires practice. It can be especially difficult when you're feeling stressed or tired. But when you start feeling the physical effects of rising emotions, getting some space and time to slowly choose your interpretation and response dramatically increases your chances of achieving positive outcomes. Module 6. Shifting Perspective, the Multi-Angle Approach. Do you regularly consider situations from multiple points of view? This can be challenging when you feel strongly about something. But developing this skill gives you a significant advantage because you might learn something completely new. It also allows you to anticipate how others might view a situation, helping you understand the best way to handle it. With broader perspective, you can consider alternative viewpoints before deciding how to behave, which helps you build successful and collaborative relationships. Strategies for broadening perspective strategy. 1. Actively seek alternative opinions rather than viewing different perspectives as inconvenient or problematic. You actively seek out alternative opinions and arguments. You'll discover new ways to view situations. Considering alternative opinions helps you find innovative approaches to challenges. You don't necessarily need to change your opinion, but you'll understand other viewpoints that will help when communicating your thoughts. You'll already anticipate how others might view your position. Strategy 2. Ask more questions and listen. Ask how others see the world around them, as well as broadening your perspective. You'll also strengthen your relationship with that person. Which is an additional positive outcome. Strategy 3. Expand your network. Spend time with people outside your normal peer group. It's easy to get into routines of speaking with the same people or similar types of people. But building relationships with those outside your usual circle provides insight into completely different perspectives. Now, for example, if you typically interact with other managers at food canning companies, try connecting with professionals from universities, charitable institutions, or shipping businesses. Each industry brings unique perspectives and approaches to problem solving. Strategy 4. Read broadly. Expand your reading habits. It's critical that you're always learning and expanding your horizons. Even a simple routine of reading during your commute, 20 minutes before bed, or during lunch breaks will help you explore alternative viewpoints. Reflection exercise, the multi-angle analysis. Pause for a moment and think about a recent time when you viewed a challenge from all angles before responding. What was the outcome? What did you learn from that experience? Often, taking time to assess a situation and consider all perspectives puts you in the best position to respond effectively and efficiently, achieving outcomes you're satisfied with